Hello, Nuggets. It's your favorite TT from Divine Me 1111 Spiritual Guidance. I hope you all are doing well. We're going to get into the general energies for today. There has been a lot of communication activity energetically this morning, so I hope you all are grounded and following your guidance accordingly. One thing I wanted to bring up before we get started with the channeled songs is something that came to me during meditation, and it's something that's it's one of those, it's one of those things. So, the thought that people cannot change, it's kind of, well, in my opinion, it's wrong. I believe that people can change. And if we go around believing that, a tiger doesn't change his stripes when it comes to human beings, then there's no need for redemption. There's no need for the quote-unquote prison system and reforming people and things of that nature. No, of course a tiger cannot change its stripes because it is born that way. A tiger is born with stripes on its skin. Therefore, no, it cannot. A person is not born with hurt and pain and racism and insecurities and things of that nature. People aren't born with those things. Those are things that happen along their life journey. So to say that people cannot change would be, in my opinion, going against everything that the consciousness of Jesus stands for. Forgiveness, love unconditionally. That does not mean love without boundaries and a reverence for self-preservation. That is love and giving grace, the same grace that we ourselves get from divine every day. So to think that a person cannot change is it's ludicrous. Everyone can change. Goodness gracious, God knows I have. So let's do a little bit more of grace and love, understanding and peace within, and really consider grace the same thing that you would want someone to give to you. Give that out to others. If you want someone to, just give me a shot, give me a chance, or accept my apology, or allow me to grow, allow me to understand. If that is what you want, give that same grace to other people. All right. There is that little TT Talks message. I haven't done a TT Talks in a while, but that there needed to be said. All right, our channeled songs for today, and there are quite a few of them. I don't personally know someone with a birthday today. However, if you are a Gemini and you are listening and today is your birthday, happy birthday. I'm not sure why that was the first channeled song I got this morning, but happy birthday to you. And it's the traditional happy birthday, not the Stevie Wonder happy birthday, okay? But yeah, happy birthday. We also have Welcome Back by Mase, Backstabbers by the OJs. Hold on, this one I forgot to get the title to the song, and I gotta get it. It's Mary J. Blige. Hold on. Just want to double check and make sure. Oh, it's called Be Without You by Mary J. Blige. And then the last song is Bad by Wale. So this is a lot. This just seems a lot like, of course, Mercury retrograde, but this is kind of tying into that that thread that someone can or cannot change their change who they are, change their experience, heal themselves, and be someone different. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about narcissists, and the narcissist not being able to change or not being able to grow, not being able to heal themselves and not be narcissistic. Now, it's I agree that it is difficult for someone to change. However, if we look at and I'm not telling anybody to go back to anybody that hurt them, that was narcissistic towards them, was very caused any kind of detrimental pain to you. Not at all. What I am saying is, if you go with from my understanding of the traits of narcissism and what causes it and things of that nature, for one, it is said that it is generational. It comes from someone who is narcissistic, and then that energy gets passed down. So, for one, anything that is considered a generational curse, this might be the TT Talks for the day, I don't know. Anyone who has been hurt or has had this place and space of being ignored in certain areas but then praised in others, the nepotism and favoritism or what have you that goes on within a family dynamic, expectations being put on things, those kinds of things where you were not nurtured emotionally during those formative years, up until about the age of 7, I want to say, are the basics. If you look back at those things and look back at those areas and work on those, and especially if the person is truly wanting to evolve, truly wanting to grow and not have those tendencies and not do those things in their relationships, and not have the guilt, the pain, and the hurt that they carry within themselves that they deny. If they are a person who is truly about growth and love and wanting to be loved and being properly healthy emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, if that is the case, who is anyone else to tell them that they cannot change from that? And don't get me wrong, I love the main doctor that I've heard a lot about working with this, especially here lately, has been Dr. Romney, and she's been on Red Table Talk a couple of times. And I don't have any letters behind my name. I have not, I don't have a degree or anything of that nature. But what I am getting, what I am feeling is people are telling other people, since you dealing with narcissists and people who hurt others because one, they themselves are hurt, but two, also because they don't know how to function any other way, because they are so much in this energy of self-preservation and wanting to look a certain way to other people and things like that. If we don't consider grace, if we don't consider the aspect and the promise of forgiveness and allowing people to change and working with people. Now, everybody doesn't have the patience. It would take the patience of Job to work with some people, and as in some people, not everyone is to the extreme of our recently former president. I don't think a lot of people are to that degree, but and there are some people that hey, this is who they are, this is who they've grown into, who they've become. Very well. But for those people who truly, genuinely know that they have these tendencies, I know that I do. I know I get them. And I'm very sensitive and emotional. But I also know that through my thinking, through my thought process, through understanding and learning and wanting to connect genuinely, there are things about myself I have to look at. I can't just be blessings and light all the time. I'm not. I know that I'm not. I know that I can get in these places and spaces and energy where I'm like, fuck everybody. I get that. Especially when it's something that I feel that I've worked for and I don't get the same thing that I give. However, also recognizing and understanding that not everybody is, no, I'm not entitled to anything. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me loyalty, just as I don't owe anyone loyalty. And that's the seeing the broad picture, the broad scope of any spectrum is just because you give something to someone and put it out there to them does not mean that you are going to receive that from that person. Not everyone is capable. And recognizing and understanding that's a truth. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything physical, but that is a perspective of a lot of people, is if I do this, then this is, they'll do this, and that's not necessarily true. But we also, like I was saying, giving grace doesn't mean that you sit and stay in a place where you are being abused and mistreated and disrespected. Okay. Recognizing and realizing that not everyone wants to do this kind of deep understanding and deep work and see themselves. It's hard looking at yourself. It's hard looking at your own foolishness and calling yourself out, but it is very easy to call other people out on their bullshit. Trust me, I do it, I've done it, and there have been plenty of mirrors in my recent past that I've recognized I'm looking at myself. And in doing so, recognizing that there's some things that I have to change. Recognizing that, you know, there are apologies that need to be given. And more recently and more specifically, having that that talk with a parent. I've had to have a talk and sit down and say, hey, within myself, and then also with my parent. And in doing so, understanding that she's human too. She don't know everything either. Recognizing and realizing that, you know, adults are still learning. I am an adult. I'm a grown person, and I'm still learning. But also realizing and recognizing that what I learn is for me to pass on. We are the ancestors. We are the new ancestors. We are the ones that are being looked up to. So learning to be that example, learning to be able to have open communication. And, you know, sometimes it's going to hurt, it's going to sting when, you know, you have to look at something like, damn, I fucked up. And say that and own it. Being accountable for your own actions. Being accountable for where you are, the decisions that you've made to get you to where you are. It's not about anybody else. It's about yourself and taking accountability for yourself. So if there is someone with the tendencies of narcissism, that's not something that they were born with, but it is something that they've taken on in order to protect their sensibilities. So with saying that, I'm just saying that we should be mindful. I am going to leave this here at a TT Talks, and then we'll get into cards and stuff like that in a little bit. But I just wanted to bring that to our attention, as far as people not changing, or people saying, you know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, yeah, you can. And I'm not speaking about an animal. I am speaking about people. People have the capacity to learn and to grow. Now, if you are, you know, if this person that you are working with is in a place, in a space where they don't want to do that, that's their right. That's their right. And you also have a right to protect yourself. So, amicably, go your separate ways, or not amicably, because some people are, you know, when you go the opposite direction, they are, you know, they're going to, you know, do their best to hold on to you, kicking and screaming. They might not even like you, like what you do, but they are still somehow drawn to your energy, and they do what they can to latch on to that. So, you know, you can be mindful. You can be mindful, but also be in a place and space of grace. Be that whole my whole shtick is be and allow. Be who you are and allow the people around you, energies around you, to be who they are. If you can If you can work together, work together. If you can't, then let it go in peace. These holding on to things because they're familiar is not healthy. Absolutely a lesson that I've been learning since 2017. So, very much be in the place and space of being and allowing for peace, for your own peace. You can tell when someone is working on something when you've spoken to them about it, you've said your piece about it, they've said their piece about it, and if the person is trying to change it, you know that you can grow. If they are not and they're repeating the same things, you know that person doesn't mean you any good nor themselves any good. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I love you. I love you from my soul, and I send you all blessings and light. Take care.